Oh, hello. Welcome into my workshop and welcome to the show Creations of Clay. My name is Louis Palladini, and today we're going to be painting the Mesosaurus that I made last week. I'm going to show you how to paint that from start to finish. You see this right here. It's really nice, the colors that they put together for this today. So I do want to show you how to do that. We're going to be using acrylic paints, which I have right here. You're going to be using titanium white for the teeth, black, blue for the eye, pink and red for the mouth. And then you have several colors. You have like a very light brown, a kind of like reddish brown here, and a darker brown here, which will enable us to paint the Mesosaurus. The first thing that we want to do is we want to paint I want to paint the entire body with the light brown. Put that right there. And what we're going to do is we're going to take and paint pretty much the entire thing. So we're going to see how that, we're going to paint that nicely. So see that? You covered the entire body. Now what we're going to do to make this a little drier is I'm going to use the hair dryer for a second. Now that that's completed, now we can proceed to do the mouth. What we're going to do is, let's see, so I'm going to put this in here, dab that a little bit just in case, because we can use that brush again. We're going to use a smaller brush this time. I'm going to use pink. We're going to put that inside the mouth. And I'll show you how we'll do that. So we'll take this, and you can see that I'm going to go like this. Just kind of put that in like that. Do the top part of the mouth. Right there. See how I'm doing that? And then I want to get the back of the throat. So see I'm pushing that in? I'm just going to dab back there with this. And we're going to get the top part of the mouth with that pink-like color. Now, there's another area in front here, in front of the tongue. I want to dab this with the pink right here. See how I'm doing that? That little area there. Just dab it a little bit like that. Okay, I just want to make sure I didn't miss anything, so I'll make sure that we got this entire area. Okay, the next thing that we want to do is, now that we've done the pink, we want to do the red for the tongue. And I'll show you how we're going to do that. We'll take this red right here. Put that right there. And now, there's a tongue inside the mouth, so what you want to do is just touch that ever so slightly, like that. And okay, so I'm just touching that up nicely. Now, I'm going to kind of swing that from side to side. See the nice red tongue that we just did? Makes it look nice. So the next thing that we want to do is we're going to do the teeth. And we're going to make those, it's like an off-white color. And I'm going to put that right there. Some of these colors that we've used, I'm going to put over here now, since we don't have to worry about them. And now I'm going to take a smaller brush here, and we're going to do the teeth. See that? Because they're tiny, I want to use a smaller brush. Then we'll go to the other side. Okay. So just dab the teeth like that. See how I'm doing that? And now what I want to do, now that I've done the outside, I want to make sure I do the inside of the teeth too. So I'm going to paint the inside too. I'm going to paint the inside, the other side. Like that. So you want to get in between the teeth too. Just kind of look to make sure that you get all the areas in between the teeth. And the, you know, he's really starting to come along nicely. See how that looks? The next thing that we want to do is we want to paint the eye. So I'm going to clean up this brush. I like this brush because it's small. And you can do some of the detail work that we need to do. The next thing that I want to do is I want to do the black pupil for the eye. So we'll put that right there. And what I'm going to do is dab that ever so slightly. And then the little pupil, eye pupil that we did, just kind of stick that in there like that. See how I'm doing that? And we'll get that, and then we'll do the other side. I'm putting it in the pupil area. See that? Really comes out nicely. The next thing that we want to do is we're going to use blue. I'm going to use that for the eye. Because it gives it a really nice contrast with the rest of the paint that I'm using right now. We're going to take this blue color and we're going to paint right here. See how we did that? Then we'll take and do the other side. see that we've done that. So now the next step that we want to do, now that we've done that, is we want to come back in now. But before we do that, there is one area that I did want to hit that we did have a little pink here, right? So what I wanted to do is we want to take the pink, just remembered, there's a little area right here. I just want to dab that with pink in the jaws, right there. See that? Put a little pink there. And a little pink there. So we've done that. Okay. Now that we've done that, I want to use this brush again, the one that it's a little bit on the wide side, but I want to take, and we're going to use the reddish color now. It's almost like a rusty looking color. Put that there. And now I'm going to take and I'm going to kind of dab this a little bit on the sides right here. See that? Nice little contrast. We'll take and we'll do the top of this, the sail right here on the tail. Kind of dab that there. And then we'll kind of dab the sides of the tail a little bit with this rust-like color. We'll do that. Then we'll go to the other side and do the same thing. See that? I'm going to dab that like that. Just dab it ever so slightly. And then we'll do the top of the sail on the tail like that. Yeah, looks nice. Now we'll kind of dab this in here a little bit. See how we're doing that? And then I'm going to come back, and then this side, kind of dab that a little bit like that. See how we're doing that? And then we'll kind of dab a little bit here on the lower jaw. And just a touch up here at the top too. Just put a little bit. See how we're doing that? And then we'll do a little bit in the back here. We'll just dab a little bit. And then maybe a little bit on the top of the flippers here, just kind of little dabs like that. Little dabs like that. Okay. That's really starting to look nice. What I love about this, it really shows all the nice lines and the texture of the like the scales and things. It really kind of highlights that nicely. The next color we're going to do, we're going to come in with a darker brown. So I'm going to take that. I'm going to put that right there. And clean that up a little bit. And then ever so slightly, we're going to try to darken this up a little bit. See that? Just dab it a little bit. I just want to make it a little darker. We're going to get that right there. And then we're going to do the other side. See that? I'm going to kind of darken that up a little bit. Dab that tail. The top part, see that right there? This little sail area, we want to dab that a little bit. I'm going to darken it up a little more. And then we'll do this side. See that? And then I'm going to add a little more on this side too, because it doesn't seem to be dark enough yet. Get that. Now, next thing that we want to do is I do want to darken this up a little bit, so we'll just kind of touch that up a little bit on the bottom. We'll add a little color on the bottom like that. See that? We'll come in on this side, do the same thing. And then we're going to do the top too, darken that up a little bit. See that? Kind of darken that up a little bit. There we go. And then on the top of the head, I want to darken that up a little bit around the eyes. See how I'm doing that? And then the eye itself right here, we'll add a little more color here, make it a little darker. See how that's coming along nicely. And then we want to come in on the back again, where the scales are. Kind of darken that up a little bit. See how I'm doing that? Just come in, do little dabs like that. We're going to kind of dab it out like that. See how we're dabbing that? See how the nice transition in color And then on top of the flippers, I'll just add a little up here too. So just dab that a little bit with that. I'll do the flippers on the other side too. See this? See I'm doing that? Just dab it ever so slightly. So when you start to look at the transition in the colors and things, see how nice that looks? And then what I'm going to do is I'll show you the final painted version. Just want to wipe my hands. So this is the final painted version right here of the Mesosaurus. See the nice transition in the colors? See how that looks? Looks really nice, and I'll flip it around to this side. And then you can see how like I did the underside, darken that up a little bit. See how that's nice and light still? I like the light color, but then it transitions to that darker color. You got the nice teeth right here that we use the off-white, the pink right here on both sides. There's a little pink color here. You can see inside the mouth here, we painted the pink there. And then the nice red tongue in there. I'll try to move it around a little bit so you can see it. And that's what the final version of the Mesosaurus will look like. I do want to thank you for coming to Creations of Clay today, and I do look forward to seeing you again next week. Goodbye for now.